If you're a facilities manager at a university, you know students rely on the cafeteria for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the occasional late-night snack. So when a dishwasher breaks down and dirty plates pile up, the mess hall can turn messy in the blink of an eye. Enter Grainger. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast delivery, the product you need now is never far away. So you can turn that dishwasher back into a lean, clean washing machine. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to Good Morning Gwinnett with your host, Audrey Bell Kearney, where we keep you informed, inspired, and ahead of the curve. Tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Audrey dives into the latest strategies and tools to help you leverage AI to grow your local business. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a tech enthusiast, or just curious about the future of business, this is the podcast for you. Get ready to innovate, elevate, and dominate in Gwinnett County and beyond.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. When I tell y'all it's beautiful today, but it's going to be even more beautiful today here in Gwinnett County and Georgia. 46 degrees, going up to a high of 71. Yes, that's what we like. We like 70s, baby. It's going to be a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. I don't know if the groundhog see a shadow yesterday. I didn't hear anybody. Listen, the news was dominated by tariff, so I didn't even see anybody talking about the groundhog at all. And speaking of that, happy Black History Month. Let me tell y'all something. Black History is not just a month. It is a history that will live on forever. Even though people are trying to get rid of our history, can't get rid of our history. You know why? Because we keep making history every day. So happy Black History Month and happy Black History 365, baby. It is so shameful. And I'm not going to get off on one of my rants about politics, but I'm telling you, it's just shameful. It is so shameful that that people would like to remove the history of people who built this country. It's so shameful. And my thing is why? Because our history, our collective history is what make our country a rich country, right? Letting your kids understand about their forefathers and their grandfathers and great great grandfathers, that doesn't mean that they have to be that way. It's not a guilt trip, it's history. And for some reason, these people want to take away everything. They want to just destroy our history and act as if it never existed. Well, it's going to be hard because as long as we are making history, history will live. And the history that we have, we're going to keep that alive. So whether you teach it in the schools or not, unless you keep your kids inside of a cave, they're going to know our history. Unless you block them from the internet, they're going to know the history. So it's detrimental to them. How about how detrimental it was to the kids that lived through it? Can you imagine? Can you imagine kids having to go through what the kids went through back in those days, back in slavery, back in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, where they was. My mother marched with Dr. Martin Luther King. She marched with him. She told me this story. She said she marched with him and she went to jail. You know, and it was interesting because I had a thought. I said, you know what? I wonder if there's a record of my mother. I'm sure it is of her going to jail with Dr. Martin Luther King. She went to jail in Camilla, Georgia, and she spent 2 weeks in jail. And she got sick because she said they was putting like grease in the grits. You know, like we eat grits, but we eat butter, not grits. They were putting like grease in the grits, and it made her sick. That's history. And that is a history I will tell my daughter, my granddaughter, my niece, my nephews, my godchildren, because that is a part of my history. That is a part of Black history. That is a part of a time when things were so bad that they were getting water sprayed on them with water hose and they were getting dog sicked on them and they were getting killed just because of the color of their skin. That's the history. But that's the madness that y'all created. We didn't create that history. That and he's still creating madness. Speaking of madness, I'm sure y'all saw the tariff wars that are going on right now. So if you haven't, where have you been? Because that dominated the news pretty much all weekend. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that today. I'm here to talk about keeping Black history alive and keeping people in the know about what to do. And I'm talking business, so I had to say that a little bit. I'm talking business today, and one of the things I want to talk about is breaking barriers, how African Americans can thrive in entrepreneurship. So I've been an entrepreneur. Oh God, what is this? This is 2025. I've been an entrepreneur since 1997. So what does that make me an entrepreneur for how long? 2008, 28 years. God dog. I'm going into my 28th year. I've been work out of that 28 years. I've been an entrepreneur full time from home for 26. The first 2 years I was working a job and doing my business. After that, I went full time. I think I've been back to work twice. Once when I was getting married, I went back because I wanted to have this big lavish wedding, and I was just newly into my new business. And I was like, I really want to have a big wedding. So I went to work at the county jail in Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to all the Rough Riders and all the people on the bricks. Um, and I went to work at the county jail. And I worked there for 3 months, and I was like, "Oh my God, I cannot do this." So I quit, and I told my husband we're gonna have a small wedding. We still had a very large wedding. Like my wedding party had 14 people in it, and I had about 150 guests. So we still had a big party, but we did it very, very economically on a budget because I could not even think about staying at that job past the 3 months that I stayed. It was horrible. Then I went back to work once again when I moved to North Carolina. Didn't know anybody and figured that was the best way to get to know people. So I got a job at God, what was it? It was some kind of telephone company. And I worked there probably about 3 months and I was like, oh, forget this crap. So I stopped that and I started to write my books. So I wrote two books, and one of them was called Six Figure How to Become a Six Figure Sister. So that's what I've done, right? So I've been an entrepreneur for 28 years, and it has not been always peaches and cream. So I'm not going to even front to make you believe that. However, I will tell you that if done right, you can definitely thrive. And what I've learned, and I'm going to share some of the things that I've learned because, and listen, even though I said African Americans, anybody can take this advice. I don't care where you are in the world, anybody can take this advice and use it to help them start and grow business. Anybody. I just happen to, because it's Black History Month, I want to shine the spotlight on African Americans, and I want to give them the tools they need to rise up and do the things they need to do so we can keep our history alive, we can keep our communities thriving, we can keep creating legacies and building wealth in our communities because no one is coming to save us, right? We have realized that no one is going to come and save us because they don't even want our history here. They don't want us here. They brought us here and they don't want us here. So we have to save ourselves. So um, you can take these tools, the same tools that I'm sharing for African Americans, I'm sharing with you. So if you're around the world, you're listening to this show, the same thing I'm going to say to them, I can say to you, especially if you are in a predicament such as us, right? So right now, starting a business can be challenging. It really can. But here's what I want to say. A lot of people start businesses for the wrong reason. They start because they want to make money, right? And that's that we all want to make money. But what I'm going to challenge you to do is find something that you can actually get behind and stay behind, right? I get it. You may have some brilliant ideas and they may even go on to make some money that you don't even like. But it's going to be a struggle for you. It is going to be hard for you to stay focused on that thing because it's not the thing that you love. It is a great idea. And this is coming from a person who have at least 5 ideas a day, at least 5 business startup ideas a day. It doesn't. I could be sitting now watching something so simple, right? And my mind formulates a business idea out of something. It could be something. It could be writing on the wall. It's just how my mind works. And But what I would tell you is that I had to learn that all of my ideas weren't meant for me. They were meant for me to share with other people. And what's interesting about that, I'll have all these ideas over the week, and then somewhere in my life, someone pops up with something and they need my help. And I've had this idea and I've worked it out in my head instantly. Now I can share, oh, you know what? You might want to do this, this, and this. So I want you to find a business that you can get behind. Now, let's just talk about this for a second. It's going to be tough. Unless you can self fund this business yourself, it's going to be tough because we have a limited access to capital. We just don't have it. That's why most people can go out there and start a business and they have access to capital. When it comes to us, not so much. We fund our business with credit cards, and sometimes we can get a few dollars from family and friends. But for the most part, the person that's starting the business is most time the person that's putting the money into the business. So find a business that you can get behind and stay behind. Make sure that you can fund the business. If you want to go out and ask family and friends, by all means do that. Put it in writing. Make sure they understand the risks that are involved, right? And then I want you to find a mentor. This is something that I did not do and I regret. 26, 28 years, I've never had a mentor. Well, that's not true. I had a business coach. His name was Andrew Morrison, and he tried to tell me what I was doing wrong, and I tried to tell him what I wasn't doing wrong. And we didn't clash, He didn't know we were clashing. We were clashing, but he didn't know because I thought I knew because I was an inventor. I had invented something and I had a business and but he had been on Oprah and made millions. I had not done that. So I was so my ego was in the way and I didn't listen. I don't want that to happen to you. Find you some mentor opportunities. Now they are few and far in between. It is hard for us to find mentors. However, if you go out there and you network with people, you see somebody doing something that you love, you can find a mentor. And you may even find some kind of mentor network right now. And there's so much content out there. But I would like for you to find someone who's going to help you walk this path, help you turn that idea into a business, help you stay focused when you want to lose track, help remind you of why you started in the beginning. You want that person on your team. You want the person that's going to be the hard, tough love person on your team. Now, there are so many opportunities out there, a lot of them. I don't want you to get bogged down in all of the glitter. I want you to pick something that solves a problem. I had a me and my friend Georgette, who's also my business partner. We did lunch on we did brunch, I guess lunch, a late lunch on Saturday, and we were talking about this is how we started our dog company. We did Sunday. We had a mastermind. We stayed behind. We came up with this book. Then she and I stayed behind at another meeting. We came up with this idea for this dog. We had brainstorming sessions. So um we had a meeting on Saturday and I was like, she's like, yeah, I want to do something. We got to make some cash. And I was like, we got to find something that solves a problem, right? And I threw out some things, all good stuff. She threw out some things, all good stuff. But she threw out this one thing that at least three people we know was having this problem. And if it was three of us, it was 3 million. And so I was like, look, I know I got some good ideas, but let's run with this idea. So she threw it out there, and we're gonna run with that idea, and it's gonna be an app. But I say all that to say we can get behind that one because we know we know there is a market for that. We know that that is a real problem. We know that. And we know that people are looking for some kind of solution to that problem. And we want to be the solution to that problem. So if I seem like I'm all over the place, I'm about to back up a few steps. Find a problem that you see is a problem that you can become a solution to, that you can stand behind as the solution. You can find plenty of problems because there are plenty of them out there, but it needs to be one that you can stand behind because it's going to take you being focused on that thing so that it could grow. Okay? We know that there's a problem because we have the problem. We know that. We know that it would be nice to have this amazing solution to the problem. We know that. So when she told me her idea and I had my idea, I'm like, yeah, this is a problem too. But boy, oh boy, this problem right here probably get a lot of attention. Yeah. So we're gonna want to act for that. So I want you to pick a problem that you can become the solution to, and then you need to be able to stay focused on that solution, and you're gonna grow that solution. Now, why is it important for entrepreneurs, African Americans, to become entrepreneurs? Because it helps strengthen our communities, right? It helps strengthen our community. It helps us keep rebuilding our history. And for some of us who stay focused, you could create a legacy so the next generation in your family coming up already has a legacy in place. I'm just saying because that's what other people do. That's what other cultures do. I remember my mother worked at the youth house in Essex County, the Essex County Detention Youth Center, and she used to work with this Indian guy, and they lived in a now we lived in the suburbs, and so did they, but they lived way up somewhere. Like we lived in the inner suburbs, right? We were close to the inner city. They lived way out somewhere in New Jersey, in a big old house, and it was a whole bunch of them living in that house. Everybody had something to do. One person paid the cable bill, one person paid for the groceries. They had it all, so they lived like that. But here's the thing: everybody worked, and they were building this compound, and they were putting money back into the legacy. So when one left, there was a pile of money sitting there that they could have access to. There was a house sit waiting for the next one that wanted to come over. It's that type of stuff. We have to start thinking like that. We think very individualistic, right? That's how most African Americans think. The kids graduate, they go to college, they never come back home because we. That's not how other races think. They think, let's get together, let's do group economics so we can make things happen. We have to do that as well. All right. So you got an idea, right? You got to find some funding. Now, family and friends funded my first venture. Family and friends, literally. But they funded my first venture, and I paid them back, and I was so happy about that. They understood it was a risk, but when I tell you it gave me so much pride to pay them back, it did. So you want to figure out how to fund your venture. Now there are so many ways these days. Not really VC money because they don't really invest in us like that for real. And you got to have like some kind of high tech something or another. But there are like lines of credits that you can get, but your credit got to be decent. And I've heard that there are lines of credit you can get when your credit isn't decent. But you want to look at lines of credit. You want to look at your family and friends. You want to see if there is something that you could possibly get a grant for, right? They don't give out grants very often. But there may be something in your solution that requires some research that you may be able to get an R&D grant for. You got to do some homework. And there are some wonderful people out there who tell you how to go find grant money. Wonderful people. They have these things called community development financial institutions, right? They call CDFIs, and they could be a source of funding for you. Then you got stuff like Start Engine and Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Those have been around for a while. Now, Start Engine has not been around as long as Kickstarter and Indiegogo, but those platforms have been around for a while. I think what's nice about Start Engine is that you can actually sell equity in your company versus Kickstarter and Indiegogo, where you can't sell equity. You have to give like a T-shirt or a book or some kind of access or something like that. With Start Engine, you can literally sell equity in your company. Also, WeFunder. When President Obama was in the White House, he passed the Jobs Act, and that was in 2012. The Job Act also gave us the opportunity as entrepreneurs to be able to launch equity campaigns so that we can raise funding for our business through equity versus just, I'm going to give you a t-shirt when you give me $10. I'm going to give you a book. I'm going to give you a banner. No, you can actually say, hey, you're going to get shares in my company. And WeFunder was one of the first platforms to do that. WeFunder was one of the first platforms to do an equity fundraise that allowed us to do equity fundraising. In 2015, that became a law. But here's the funny thing: not a lot of people know about it still to this day, and not a lot of people use it. Like they don't know that they can sell equity in their company through an online platform. They don't know. And I've thought about doing it. I think for me, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to be bothered with people who don't understand like what's happening. Like if they don't understand that this is a business and we could lose, I'm not planning to lose. The goal is to win. But if they don't understand that this is a business and we could lose, I don't know if I want to be dealing with that. So I feel like that's one of the reasons a lot of people don't use the platform because they don't want to be bothered with people who don't understand, and you don't have any control, I don't think, or who could invest in your business. So it's open to anybody. I think they can invest as little as like $100 or something. It's something tiny. So I just feel like the opportunity to do that is still available, but we don't take advantage of it. So look into equity. It's called equity crowdfunding. You may find a great opportunity there. I have thought about it for Good Morning Gwinnett so many times over and over the years because I felt like this is a community show and I talk about helping small businesses and all those kind of things. I felt like I could do if I did an equity crowdfund, I could get the money that I need to grow like I want to grow it. But I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to deal with people who don't understand because that becomes a headache. And so, when we're gonna make some money in it, what happened to this? Did I put my money in and it fell? I'm not planning to fail, but I don't have control over some things. So I was like, I don't want to do that. All right. So those are some ways that you can get some money. Grants for small businesses. They got competitions. They got the Kickstarter. They got I Fund Women of Color. I have not used that one, but I'm thinking about looking at that as well. You got CDFIs, and then you got peer-to-peer lending networks, right? Those are some ways to secure some funding. All right, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna talk more about tech and how you can leverage it. I'm gonna go to a song. I'll be right back after this song. Stay tuned.
The sky was black, the winds would howl, shook my weary soul somehow. Every step was heavy, every road was long, but I held my ground, I stayed strong. They told me I would break, they said the waves would take me under, but through the fire, through the pain, I found the will to rise again. I walked into the storm, let the rain fall down on me. Lightning struck, but I was born to fight, to rise, to believe. No chains can hold, no winds can break the fire that burns inside. I walked into the storm and I came out alive. The echoes of the past still call my name, try to pull me back into the pain, but I've learned the truth, I've seen the light. I was built to stand, to win this fight. They told me I would break, they said the waves would take me under, but through the fire, through the pain, I found the will to rise again. I walked into the storm, let the rain fall down on me. Lightning struck, but I was born to fight, to rise, to believe. No chains can hold, no winds can break the fire that burns inside. I walked into the storm and I came out alive. Powerful, soaring vocal, let the thunder roll, let it roll. Let the heavens cry, let them cry. I am stronger now, I will touch the sky. Oh, I walked into the storm, let the rain fall down on me. Lightning struck, but I was born to fight, to rise, to believe. No chains can hold, no winds can break the fire that burns inside. I walked into the storm and I came out alive. Oh, I came out alive, I came out alive. I walked into the
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I walked into the storm, but I came out alive. Yes, yes. Look, we're in a storm right now, but we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be okay. We're in a storm. We are in a storm, baby, but we're gonna be okay. Welcome back to the Good Morning Gwinnett Show. I'm your host, Audrey Bell Kearney, talking to you today about it's Black History Month. So even though these what I'm talking about can be used for any business, I put a preface on Black businesses today and Black entrepreneurs because it is Black History Month. One of the things I want to talk to about real quick is about building strong networks. This is something that I have learned that has helped me so in so many ways. You have to have a strong network of people around you. You have to have people that you can go to. You have to have people that you can lean on. You have to have people that can refer you. You have to have people that can connect you. You have to build a strong network. Your network has to be so strong till you can pick up the phone and call people in a time of need. There are people that I can pick up right now and say, hey, this is where I am. This is what I need. Can you help me? That is so crucially important. You have to have a strong network. So you may have to go out and do some networking. Now, let me just say this. I hate networking. I hate networking because I'm terrible at small talk. I like intimate settings where I can sit down, we can have a conversation. Most networking events, you're walking around, you're talking, you got something in your hand, you get passing out. It's too much for me. However, I don't mind going to intimate situations. Now, that being said, because I do hate networking, I host these breakfasts. And because people come to the breakfasts and they're very intimate, I get a chance to sit and talk to people versus passing out a business card, walking around trying to talk to 12 people. We're sitting at a table and we're talking. We're having a conversation. To me, that works. So create an opportunity for you to connect with people. Create an opportunity for you to build your network of people. Now it's kind of hard. You're gonna have to keep going and keep going. You have to join some organizations like the Chamber of Commerce. Like I'm the president and founder of the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce, and we host events that gives me the opportunity to meet people, that give other people the opportunity to meet people, that gives people the opportunity to come outside of their shell and sit down at a table where they don't have to walk around the room. Because there are a lot of introverts like me. I'm what's called an ambivert. An ambivert means I'm an introvert at heart, but I can be extroverted when I need to be. That's an ambivert. I want you to think about building your connections, building your network of people. This is going to be so important to you moving forward. Entrepreneurship is tough, y'all. It's not easy. But I've been in it for 28 years. And if I can stay in it for 28 years, you can start today. And let me tell y'all, when we started, there wasn't so many resources out there like they are now. You have so many great ideas and so many resources, but you got to get started. Now, join a chamber. Find some kind of industry association if you don't want to join the chamber. People go to chambers for some of the wrong reasons. Some people know why they're going, some people don't. Find business development centers and find mentorship programs. Go out there and look for them. You got to do some research and use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great way for you to meet people. Now, I'm seriously thinking about getting a paid version of LinkedIn so I can reach out to more people. I'm thinking about that. I have never done that, but I want to grow my LinkedIn this year to 100,000 connections. That's my goal, 100,000. And for me to do that, I'm gonna have to do a lot of work on LinkedIn. Why am I doing that? Because LinkedIn is my biggest platform organically. I think I'm at 4,000 connections with followers and connections and a whole bunch of other stuff. 14,000. I need that to go to 100,000 this year because those are people over there that make decisions. Those are people over there that say, okay, you know what? We need to bring Audrey in on this because we see that she's putting out a lot of content on this thing. We need to bring her in on this. They have the right, they have the budgets. They got the pen to stroke the check. They are the people. So my goal is to build that network bigger and stronger. I know there's a lady on LinkedIn. Her entire focus has been LinkedIn since I've known her. Her name is Geraldine. She does everything based on LinkedIn. If LinkedIn went down today, I don't know what she would do, honestly, because her entire business model is built on top of LinkedIn, and she's done a wonderful job. Shout out to Geraldine. She has done a wonderful job of making that her thing, and so leverage that tool because it's an amazing tool. The other thing I want to talk about is technology and specifically AI. Here's the thing. Wonderful tools out there. Even if you are starting a business as a solopreneur, you have an opportunity to leverage AI tools to help you do a whole lot of things. Send out emails, write copy, do some web scrapes where they can scrape a website and pull out all the emails off a website. Like it's names and drop it in an Excel sheet, in a Google sheet. Listen, you need the AI to make some cold calls for you. Yes, you got the telephone number. There's an AI for that. Put the numbers in, put the person name in, program it to make these calls, and it will make bulk calls. There are so many tools out there right now to help you grow your business. It has never been like this. It is amazing. So I'm going to do a quick recap. I want you to pick a business that has a problem that you can become the solution to, but you need to be able to stand behind that solution to the end. You got to stand behind the solution, right? Then I need you to figure out how you're going to fund this. Are you going to fund this yourself through credit cards, 401ks, pensions, you know, how are you going to fund it? Credit lines of credit. Are you going to get money from family and friends? Are you going to do an equity crowdfunding? Are you going to do a regular crowdfunding campaign? How are you going to get it? How are you going to get the money for the business? Are you going to look for grants? How are you going to get the money? Then once you do that and you set the business up the right way, make sure it's set up structured the right way. Once you do that, I want you to start networking. Get you some business cards or you do the digital business card. I personally don't like the digital business card because people put their digital content in my phone and I never hear from them again because I don't know who they are because it goes into the phone with 5,000 other contacts. So I'm not thinking, hey, let me go in there and look up such and such. It doesn't work like that. If I have a business and I have stacks of business cards sitting in front of me and to my right because I need to see the name. So go out and I want you to start networking. If you are an introvert, I want you to create your own networking opportunities where you bring people to you, like a breakfast, like an after hours. That's what you do. Bring them. If you know you're an introvert, bring them to you, right? Then I want you to look at these really great tools that help you grow your business. You can be more productive if you have tools in place that's going to help you do that. Look at the AI tools. There are thousands. There is a guy, his website is called Future Tools. Look at that. Future Tools, that's one. And then there's really a site called There's an AI for That. It really is. It's called There's an AI for That. Go there and search and find out what tools I can use to help me make my business run smoothly because I am a solopreneur. There is a tool for everything. I use a tool to write money articles because, I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to write about, what's trending. I will go there and say, hey, write an article on this about money. Not only will it write the article, it gives me all of the images that go inside of the articles. I love it. Because now I ain't got to rake my brain trying to figure out what to write about on money and personal finance. It writes it for me. Great tool. And it gives me the opportunity to put a lot of content on my website. Whew, I feel like I said a lot. And if I was all over the place, I really I apologize for being all over the place. But I want you to understand, yes, I'm talking to Black folks, but I'm talking to you who are not Black. No one is coming to save us. I pause for a second because I need you to hear me. I need it to sink in. No one is coming to save us. I don't care where you are. Governments are not coming to save you. Governments are about governments. Some of them say they're about the people, and some of them do some great things for the people. But at the end of the day, you have to save yourself. And here's why. When the governments feel they want to act the fool like our government is acting right now, when they start acting the fool, you need to say, you know what, that's not harming me. Because the rich people, yeah, the people in the stock market, they're probably crying right now. But for the most part, they're not worried about the cost of eggs. They're not worried about if the kids got Pampers and milk. They're not worried about that. Why? Because they have set themselves up to be in a position where those things don't faze them. How much eggs cost is not really phasing them because they're financially free. That's what you got to get to. When you get to that point where you're saving yourself, even though we got a lot of nonsense going on, it won't affect you as much because you have set yourself up in a position where if the price of eggs go up to $10, and my husband told me it was $13, I was like, what? What happened to going down? He's bought eggs yesterday. He spent $5. I said, now I'm not the grocery shop in my house. I said, you spent $5 on the eggs? Like, yeah. I was like, wow, isn't that kind of high? This is me. He's like, yeah, that's high. Because who spent $5 on eggs? They were supposed to go down. They went up. The last time I did go to the store and buy eggs, I spent $1.99. So no one is coming to save you. You have to start looking out for yourself. If you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, you have to start looking out for yourself, your family, your community, your friends, because they're not going to come to save you. They may give us some health care, right? My husband and I still pay a lot of money for health care, and he has a job that pays for health care. We pay a lot. We looked at our health care. I think our monthly health care bill with his job is $800 a month. That's insane, right? But we got health care. But it takes a huge chunk of his salary, $800 a month for health care. That is nuts. They're not coming to save you. You got to save yourself. All right? All right. All right, I'm going to go to my last song. Then I'm going to come back and give you my words of inspiration for the day. So stay tuned. I'll be right back.
We rise up in the morning light, different dreams but the same fight. Hand in hand we make a way, building hope with a love each day. They say the world
Welcome back. Welcome back. Listen, we are stronger together. And I'm going to close my show out with that. I know I started the show off talking about how African Americans can thrive as entrepreneurs, but that's anywhere. What I want you guys to understand is there's a lot going on in this world. It's one person. I can't believe. I feel like I'm living in like some kind of crazy dream. I can't believe how one person is shaking up the whole world in a bad way. That's the crazy part. Like when people are burning our flags, it's horrible, but we are going through the storm, and as long as we stay together because we're strong together, we'll get through this storm. And I believe in my heart when we come out on the other end, it's gonna be great. So I want you to remember this: no one is coming to save us. Yes, we are in a hurricane right now, but if we stand together, we can ride this wave, and we'll come out on the other end. That's all I got for you today. You could have been anywhere in the world to spend the last 37 minutes with me, and I love and appreciate you for that. If you missed any episodes of this show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes. And also connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube at Good Morning Gwinnett. Hey, do me a favor. I'm trying to grow the YouTube page to my first 1,000 subscribers. So do me a favor. Go to that page and subscribe to the show. It's at Good Morning Gwinnett. That's GWINNETT Gwinnett. Good Morning Gwinnett. Goodmorninggwinnett.com. Go there and be sure to share it with a friend. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing. You guys stay safe out there. And until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Good Morning Gwinnett, where we bring AI innovation to the heart of your local business. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to support the show for only $5.99 a month. Just click the support link in the show notes. Your contribution helps keep this show running and your business growing. Missed an episode or want to catch up on local news? Visit us anytime at goodmorninggwinnett.com. Until next time, stay innovative on your grind.